folks, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Please do hit subscribe if you haven't done so yet. It really does help when you do that. So today folks, a couple of weeks ago I introduced you to this guitar here, my Fidelity Stellarosa, a wonderful instrument handmade here in the UK in Cambridge by a lovely chap called Matt. It's just a very well sorted instrument. It now has the correct Mojo pickups back in it. I'm loving the gold foil in particular. The neck is just perfect. I'm just very, very fond of this instrument. Now I was emailing Matt at Fidelity and he said, I've just built another Stellarosa, would you like to check it out? So here I have my guitar's twin of sorts. Now straight away you can see a few fundamental differences. The bodywood on mine is roasted ash. This bodywood I can't pronounce. It's that, however you pronounce that. It has a maple neck, not roasted, unlike mine. And this fretboard material is, I always want to say wenge. I think it's wenge. It's a rosewood type board. Now, a couple of other big differences between my guitar and this one. Firstly, I think this has nitro lacquer on it, and the way Matt has aged it, it's cracked and checked just like you get on old guitars. It's very hard to photograph, but it looks and feels really, really nice. It's like picking up a vintage instrument. But also, this pickup selector here isn't three-way, it's four. Now you get bridge pickup and neck pickup as you would expect, but the two middle positions are both pickups together. The first is, like you get on most guitars, the pickups running in parallel. So it's that kind of sort of scoopy, quacky type thing. But the next position is both these pickups wired in series for a kind of super humbucker. So the DC resistance shoots up and it's really fat and smoky sounding. It's great for lead, and then you flip onto the bridge pickup for some nice clanky old vintage rhythm sounds. So what I'm going to do today folks is just the usual thing of putting this guitar through a variety of different amplifiers. I might throw a few pedals on, but I'm primarily just going to crank the amps up really loud here in the room. Because my favourite thing to do with this particular Stellarosa is to turn the amp up as loud as it will go, because these pickups here are the Mojotrons. The Stellarosa is a collaboration with Marc of Mojo pickups, also here in the UK, and these Mojotrons are of course his take on the old Filtertron thing. And they have a real kind of guttural throatiness to them, and they push the amp in such a way that when it's turned up as loud as it will go, the low end becomes sort of super spongy and the whole amp sounds like it's about to explode. It just really seems to work for that, and everything is super harmonically rich and it just sounds fat as anything. So I'm going to get a lot of gainy sounds going on today, a few cleaner sounds, but I'm primarily just going to crank the amps up as loud as they will go. So without further ado folks, here we go. there we are, folks. Now, please do comment underneath. Let me know what you thought of this guitar today. Which amp did you prefer it with? Did you like any of the pedals? I love chatting nerdy guitar stuff with you folks down in the comments section. Now, just like my Stellarosa, this is a wonderful, very refined instrument, and I hope you agree that it sounds absolutely stellar. As I said in the intro, these Mojotrons are perfect for pushing an amp that's already turned up as loud as it will go, and just encouraging that low end to become a little bit more sort of spongy and harmonically rich, and the whole thing sound like it's about to go bang. These are great for keeping an amp right on the edge. And the series pickup position is wonderful for lead sounds. It just fattens everything out and gives you a lovely creamy sustain whilst keeping the top end from being overly ice picky. And then you've got the other three pickup positions for the sort of more clanky vintage thing. So it sounds great, looks great, and feels wonderful to play. Now, I usually use 12 to 64 gauge strings, a very heavy gauge, and not being my guitar, this has a standard set of 10s on it. So I did my best to keep this thing in tune today. It's a little bit like driving somebody else's car. You know what everything does, but you keep hitting the brake too hard and not finding the bite point. It just takes a bit of getting used to. So I did my best with this thing today. Hopefully the bends weren't too erratic. Now, I've got to say, the one thing about this guitar that I really prefer over my Stellarosa is having a more standard pickup placement, because on mine the gold foil pickup is slap bang in the middle and it's right where you want to pick. It's always in the way. So having the pickups in a more kind of standard position really makes the guitar easier to play. So I might have to have a little chat with Matt and see if we can figure something out for my Stellarosa to give it some more standard pickup positions. So watch this space. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, folks. I hope this video was interesting and useful for you. Please do carry on subscribing. I know I always say it, but it makes a big difference when you do that. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.